We made it to town. Good to see y'all. If you live in Salt Lake City, formal on your driver's license says Salt Lake City, make some noise. All right. If you drove in from somewhere else, make some noise. Yeah. That's what I figured. You're like, we got to go downtown again. It's good. Rich people up front. Good to see y'all. This is the expensive. I can smell the avenues from here. Good to see y'all. Oh, yeah, West Valley. Good to see y'all. All right. No, I did my research, bro. I know what's going on. Hey, got him. Yeah. All right, now. I looked up the University of Utah. I was like, is it hard to get into University of Utah? And they said, it is not hard to get into the University of Utah. So, did anybody graduate from here? Y'all, all right, y'all, okay, good. I like Salt Lake City because everybody's here. You know, we don't know, there's, Christians, there was a parade downtown today. Yeah, it was right by my hotel, and sure, everybody's in here. I like this because there's like, all right, we'll see. You just don't know what, like we had lunch today, and we had a male server, and he had a crop top. That was the first time I ever seen that. He was wearing a crop top, and he was wearing a cross necklace. And I was like, whose side are you on, bro? I didn't know. I was confused. Because dude, if you live in Salt Lake City, you step out of the house, you don't know whose team you're on. Some of you are like Mormons. You're like, you're Mormon too? We're like, no, we're not that Mormon. You're like, oh, shoot, we're not with them. And then, the trans people don't like the gay people. Even your own team is fighting. There's a lot of, I wouldn't even leave the house. I'd just be like, I'm too scared. Who's with who here? A crop top and a cross necklace, whose side? Like, you know what I'm saying? Let me break this down for you, Salt Lake City. I was seated, okay? I'm sitting down. This is a male server serving us. I'm eye level. Just eye contact with a man's belly button, just 18 inches away. I'm like, even if you're gay, I don't think this is God's plan. This is way too close. I don't think you ever made eye contact with a man's belly button, sir? Yeah, it don't wink back, I'll tell you that. Salt Lake City is a wild place. We're down here for a couple days, so I might get out, we'll see, do some skiing tomorrow, we'll see, but, we had, there was the rally downtown with it was a trans rally. And it was a lot of people there. There wasn't, anybody trans there, but it was a lot of white women that were upset at their parents. They were there representing. I didn't see the trans people. All right, no, don't cheer for this. Let's go to the Capitol. All right, relax, everybody. This is our chance. All right, no, but everybody's fighting in Salt Lake City downtown. You got to see, And I have thought, dude, even if you're like a Christian, you're trying to be a good moral person in here, you still, like, make some noise. Where are all the good Christian folks at? Where's everybody? Yeah. I was like, it's an honor to come back here. And the first time I ever did, my first comedy special, I shot at the Ogden, what's Wise Guys. I shot in a Wise, is Ogden still, is it still there? Yeah, that's good. My compassion child's from there, actually. One of them, $40 a month up to Ogden. He's doing well, yeah. They got clean drinking water right from the mountains. It's going, No, there's a bunch of comedy clubs here. Keith Stubbs is the guy that runs all the Wise Guys. He's a good guy. And he was the first time I ever featured, which is like the Caleb spot is the second comic. The first time I ever featured anywhere, a legendary comic named Louis Anderson asked me to feature for him at the Jordan Landing Wise Guys. Yeah, and the first time, I've been here a long time, and it's an honor to come back and perform for you as always. I don't know about the University of Utah, but other than that, it's great. I'm just kidding. It's a nice spot. It was either this or BYU. So I was like, University of Utah. All right. I'm just joking. No, a lot of people. All right, that was a wild cheer. I think a lot of people a lot of times, because there's a lot of fighting, and a lot of people. I always get myself into trouble for knocking on Mormons and stuff like that. And I don't, I think Mormons are a lot of my good close friends are Mormons, and I'm not really, up to. We'll see when we get up there, I guess. have to have a war. Well, I think that everybody knows, we can all agree that America has got the best military on planet Earth. We can all get behind that. But listen, Linda, listen. Stupid. Linda, listen. No, listen, Linda. If you don't get that, ask somebody else. That's dumb. We got the best military on planet Earth, but imagine if we had to have a draft. With this group of 18 to 25-year-olds we got running around this country, it's a bunch of life coaches and bloggers. We'll help. I don't want to get my shoes dirty. You ever been shot? No, I've been triggered. Okay. It is over, dude. Imagine if you realize that's how this country was built. 18 to 25-year-old men fighting, protecting our free. Not like this. 18 to 25-year-old men, that's who built this country. You realize if the Civil War happened today, win the battle, wouldn't even make it to the field. All right, men, tomorrow we march. What is that, ragweed out there? Oh, there looks like a lot of pollen out on that field. I did not bring my inhaler. Can you text the general, ask if we can delay till April? This is not the right season for me. I haven't seen the other soldiers, but they've tweeted me some very hurtful things. Just in the bunker taking selfies. Hashtag Confederate life. They'll be like, all right, men, tomorrow we march. You need a shield? No, I'll just use essential oils. Okay. I make a lot of jokes about Hattiesburg, but I do love this place. I spent 4 months at Forest General at Pine Grove in 2019. And yeah, it's unbelievable. It was unbelievable. Last November the 6th, I just celebrated 5 years sober. So it's a miracle. A miracle. Yeah. A lot of good people over that hospital, and I remember I was so sad to be in rehab. I remember coming down here, and I was like, man, this is terrible. And then I got to the city of Hattiesburg and go, oh, it's even worse. And I'm just kidding. It's a beautiful city, and I say a lot. There's so many people in the city that people that kind of knew me when I came down here. And the first week, everybody's like, what are you doing down here? I was like, I'm on a golf trip. And then I was like, you're here for 4 months, and you're in Hattiesburg. There's no way. I think everybody started to know why I was in Hattiesburg, and everybody in the city was so kind to me, and everybody there was people that were like coming up. I remember like pastors would come out to me, like slip me their number. They're like, if you need anything, let me know. Like we went to meals all over the city, and people took care of us. One time a girl was like, here's my number. I was like, well, that's why I'm here. So maybe don't do that, but you can look that up. Don't look it up, but anyway. But it is. But there's a lot. I would say this: that there's a lot of people that I was in treatment with. I was probably in there with 50 or 60 guys, and there's probably 4 or 5 of them that have not made it. That they've passed. That they had a lot of addictions, and it gripped them too heavily. And I always I think I said this last time I was here. One of the guys, we are all in a group text. When we all left Hattiesburg, we're on a group that we're going to stay sober. We're going to stay strong. We're going to go to meetings. And one of these guys, after about a couple months, he dropped off of the group text. And then we knew if you're an addict or you know anyone with addiction, you know what that means, that they've gone back out, It just makes me sad to even say. And then there was another month went by, and this got way too serious. My bad. You're like, I thought this was a comedy show. People are crying now. My bad. Anyway, we're going to pass around the buckets. If you have a couple dollars, we do this. Forest General asked me to just pass the buckets. I'm just kidding. That was wild. That got too serious. No, all right, let me just finish. I get nervous when I tell a story and people aren't laughing because I can't see y'all. I don't know if you guys are like, what is happening? What's the score of the game? But we eventually got like an obituary that he had passed away, and I've never forgot that because he relapsed or whatever, right? And he didn't want to come back. He didn't want to come back into the group text and say that he had relapsed or that he failed, and that it was that I always say addiction did not kill him. It is the shame that killed him. That over death, like either the enemy or the devil or whatever you want to call him if you're not a Christian in here. That doesn't matter. Well, it does matter, but well, it matters the most. But no, whatever was whispering to him, if you got back into that group text and all those other guys that are sober, if you told them you relapsed, that they would make fun of you, that they would be embarrassed of you, that you're a failure, and it was the devil that whispered to him so loudly that he couldn't overcome it, and the devil whispered to me at many times, and I'm lucky to have made it on the other side. And if I ever came back to Hattiesburg, that I would tell y'all thank you. You might have saved my life. Really, that's it. That's it. That's it.